is that the current political turmoil in the country need not impact on tourism.
Xasa has taken the reins from Derek Hanekom, who was axed in the cabinet reshuffle announced last Thursday. She moved from being a deputy minister to minister in the portfolio. And of course there's been a local government tourism meet this week. You've been attending that.
Yeah.
So a lot of talk of I guess small businesses and things like that.
Yeah, look, I mean, essentially what they're saying is that tourism happens at a local government level, and that municipalities, local authorities across the country really should be leading the way through the entire value chain, small business, large businesses, but they need to create the enabling environment to make sure that tourism happens. And so they gathered for the last 2 days talking about tourism and how to unlock that hidden gem, because it's been contributing significantly to the economy, and it is a low-hanging fruit where we could grow the economy from.
So a big question, and I put this to the minister earlier today. We've had a cabinet reshuffle which has brought her in, but in itself it's affected perceptions of South Africa abroad. I asked Minister Xasa how she was feeling coming in to this portfolio in such a turbulent time.
I'm coming from a subsector that is always continuously making us positive and growing our economy and creating the much needed jobs. And globally, tourism happens everywhere, despite whether you talk politics or talk economy and all of that, because, you know, it's at times, although it may be directly or indirectly affected, but it continues. And with us, this is one sector that ensures sustainability in terms of growth. And we're coming in excited that we're building from what has been happening, and we just have passed in cabinet our draft new strategy, because we finished 10 years having the strategy that saw us growing tourism up to 9.3% as we are talking in terms of its contribution to the GDP. And now with the new strategy, we are putting to say we want to grow it into a double digit, and looking into what we want to do. We're looking into, because we also have just reviewed our legislation, we're looking into how we sustain what we have whilst we also grow it, because looking into the how part, which is what is going to be my focus over the period that I'm in the department, we're looking into issues of how are we going to sustain plus grow it, and radically so, because we're looking into issues of enterprise development.
So you're saying, let's just confirm this, that tourism can actually grow and do better despite the political turmoil that we're seeing right now.
That is the truth about it, because it doesn't affect security. It doesn't, for instance, we just come out of a recession, global recession, and that in itself, although it would have been unfavorable for other sectors within the economy, for tourism it has been so favorable, because, you know, you could get people spending more time in South Africa, spending more money in South Africa. And
even when the rand goes down, they like it because it's cheaper.
For people who come from those Eurozones and all those other countries, it works cheaper for them. But on the other side, the flip side of it is that domestic tourism figures go down, because our people then get affected. They would not spend much more money on tourism, because South Africans by nature are not much more of tourists. So it's one area that we need to work on, which is one area that will see us working very, very hard on.
I'd love to talk about that in small businesses. First, people are getting to know you, although you were the deputy minister. They knew the minister of tourism. I think people are interested to know, did you know this change was coming? And what was your relationship with Mr. Hanekom, and is there going to be continuity in this ministry?
You see, with tourism, nobody knows in the first place when there's going to be a reshuffle, because it's the prerogative of the president, so we leave it there. But with tourism, government provides the environment. Look into whether we have legislation, we have regulations that make it possible and safer for people. They have easy access. We market the country better in order for people to know what products they would come and get, what services that you're going to offer. You build onto that. So government continuously do that, and we enhance on it, and we're looking into more products that we're going to develop, exciting products in townships, exciting products to enhance concessions and participation of our communities in state-owned land and in rural areas. Those are exciting times where our people are also going to get into the industry.
All right, so that's the newly appointed Minister of Tourism. But just to let you know, she's been actually the deputy in that cabinet, in that portfolio for almost 10 years now. So she's not new.
Which does suggest continuity, and she was suggesting that because we've done a lot of good in tourism. I think, you know, the numbers have been quite substantial, and she was saying the same thing, but more perhaps a focus on transformation. And after that we were talking about B&Bs in townships and things, and tourism, a huge engine for small business, which is a huge engine for job creation. So hopefully not affected, like she says, by the politics.
Okay, well, that's where we'll leave it. Have a great evening. The world of sport, and you're going to get to see the ICC Championship Trophy with Tabiso, the best sports journalist of the year after this.
Sure.